Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
From Orange County, California, back home to the great state of Arizona. Triple digits, hot outside. We are indoors, and that's a good thing here at Chase Field for interleague baseball. They're not used to this in Seattle, Washington. The Mariners have come south for this interleague matchup. It's the Seattle Mariners going toe-to-toe with the Arizona Diamondbacks as Arizona looks to march back towards 500. Hi, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. It's good to be home. This is Tom Candiotti. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us as you get your week started with Diamondbacks baseball. First of all, let's talk about starting pitching, because for Arizona, though they have lost their way a bit offensively on this recent road trip, they've been able to lean on the starting pitching. It has been there for them.
It really has been there for them, and it's one of the things that when your offense struggles, you have to lean on the starters. You look what they've done. Forget the record. Throw the record out the window. Look at the opponent's average. Look at the ERA. Look at all the other statistics. The whip is outstanding. And when these guys start getting deep into the game, it takes a lot of pressure off this offense. And this offense right now, they need to have the pressure off them because they are not clicking at all.
Wade Miley was so good. He had a nasty slider in Texas.
He really did. He started throwing this ball harder. I played golf with him one day, and after that started, and he said that he went out there and he started trying to throw the ball as hard as he could and spike it down and into the righties. I think he's found a new strikeout pitch, and I think he's got a new little toy that he's throwing out there.
All right, let's talk about these Seattle Mariners. We'll get to know a lot of the players, but one that's really still the face of the franchise is Ichiro, one of the game's great hitters, literally in the history of the game, if you include his numbers over in Japan. He's not starting tonight. A great chance for Arizona fans, maybe for the final time to see him play in this ballpark. He's one hit shy of 2,500.
Yeah, I mean, he really has been amazing. You think of all the hits that he's got. You know, there's a lot of people that they want this guy to be the Rookie of the Year. I was around the Dodgers for Nomomania, and he's got to deal with more than just going out there and playing baseball. He's got to deal with press all the time. Every city that he goes to, he's terrific in the field. He is acrobatic. He makes some great plays. He's got a terrific arm. He jumps against the walls. He hangs his body out to dry. And this kid, I shouldn't even call him a kid anymore, but he is an excellent player.
Yeah, he's a kid to you and I, but not a kid anymore. His numbers are suffering a bit this year. Let's hope, though, we get a chance to see him as a pinch hitter a little bit later on tonight. To go to work. It was fun. Again, he would be right now the all-star selection for the Diamondbacks if, in fact, they had to make that choice. Now, you hope home is where the bats are. You hope home is where the runs are. The Diamondbacks, who struggled in Southern California, hope they unpack those bats and they go to work. Mark McClune will tackle that subject when we come back.
opening the first of 3 with the Seattle Mariners. A full week of baseball here in downtown Phoenix, and the Diamondbacks trying to make their move right now and get back in the win column and back in the race in the National League West and also in the wild card as they welcome 2 opponents to town this week and this weekend that they should be able to compete against very nicely. The Seattle Mariners, 4th in the AL West right now. The Chicago Cubs, the worst in Major League Baseball. 2 teams that are combined almost 30 games out of the playoff race, and this is the time for the Diamondbacks to make their move and maybe regain some of that swagger they left town with after the last homestand went out on the road to Texas and Anaheim. The great thing about baseball is that it is every day, and the Diamondbacks can't worry about last week. They need to focus on what they can do this week.
I think our attitude's good, yeah. They understand. We've had conversations, and I've told you guys it's never as bad as you think it is. You get discouraged. We pitched. There's a lot of good things that happen. Our pitching was phenomenal on that last trip. We went to 2 tough cities, 2 good teams. We wanted to do better. We didn't, okay? But you have to pick up and move on. You can't let it make you labor through the next part of your schedule or even beyond that.
One of those pitchers talking about Wade Miley takes the mound tonight, trying to sink the Seattle Mariners. Darren Sutton, Tom Candiotti have the call, and it's next on Fox Sports Arizona.
Degrees today in the Valley of the Sun. The Mariners and the Diamondbacks. Wade Miley ready to roll. Eric Wedge, Jack Zorenczyk, his general manager, trying to rebuild this team. It's been a tough couple of years for Eric Wedge here with the Seattle Mariners, but some brighter young stars to help out. One of them leading off right now, Michael Saunders, a young Canadian outfielder, against Wade Miley. Saunders, an 11th round pick, has built himself into a guy who certainly belongs here in the big leagues. We're underway here at Chase Field as Wade fires strike 1 over the outside corner.
You really have to love the way Wade Miley goes to work. I mean, his motto really is get the ball, work fast, throw strikes. That's all he does.
He does throw a strike there. Inner half, Chris Young erases Michael Saunders, who, by the way, was hitting over 300 against lefties prior to that at bat. Let's take a look at the numbers on Wade Miley, 25 years old, 7 wins and a 2.39 ERA. Our Arizona Ford dealers present those numbers.
And he's got tons of life on his fastball. One of those things that the radar gun doesn't measure. is the life on it. It wiggles all over the place. It moves. It's hard for hitters to gauge up. You know, he's excellent with runners in scoring position this year. They're only hitting 153 against him in those situations, so he knows how to bear down when he has to.
And he does a lot of that, firing strike one.
You know, another key to it also, especially in the National League, maybe not so much in the American League, is stopping the running game. Has not allowed a stolen base this year.
He's an athlete. I've always felt that athletes can, you know, hold themselves, lift that leg, better balance. He's a good athlete. Part of and being left-handed helps, but holding the running game down. 0-2 the count on Franklin Gutierrez. The Mariners just got him back. One of the disabled list late in spring training with a frustrating injury, a tear of the right pectoral muscle. So a chest injury, for lack of better words. Fastball up and out of the zone. Gutierrez 2 for 13 since coming off the disabled list. We've seen Saunders and Gutierrez. Let's take a look on down. It's Kyle Sager. It's Jesus Montero, Casper Wells. Justin Smoke with a walk-off homer yesterday. Talented young hitter in Dustin Ackley, not reaching his peak yet this year. Great defensive shortstop in Brendan Ryan, but not hitting a lick. And Hector Noesi bats ninth. And Ichiro with 2,499 career hits. Just his second day off this year. You can expect we will see him. Eric Wedge was saying he's one of my first options off the bench when I need a hit.
We need a hit, need a stolen base, need a run scored, whatever it is. And this guy, you know, all through the 2000s, one of the best leadoff hitters in all baseball.
Seager drops that one in there for a base hit. With 3 home runs in this month, still hitting well below 200. That's a welcome swing and a base hit in on his hands. Let's take a look defensively for the Diamondbacks. Kubel, Young, and Upton. Jason back in the outfield after DHing on the trip. Bell, former Mariner Bloomquist, Hill, and Paul Goldschmidt. We have dueling Monteros catching today. Kubel back out there defensively. He DH'd the entire time in Texas and in Anaheim. Here is Jesus Montero, the centerpiece of a large deal this winter with the New York Yankees. 270 with 8 home runs, 28 batted in. And hitting .310 in the month of June. DHs some, but in this trip he needs to catch, and so he's back behind the home plate area. Heck, it's hard to argue at 20 years old with catching a no-hitter. He caught that combined no-hitter that the Mariners threw. Started by Kevin Millwood.
Put down all the right fingers. I mean, they are so high on him, and that's why you're able to give up a guy like Michael Pineda. You know, and they needed to get some offense. They have some great arms. They just haven't quite matured yet.
He couldn't square that one up at all. Montero is done. A base runner stranded. A 9-pinch hitting for the left-hander from Louisiana. Jack in the Box. Right now, Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo. It's only $4.99 plus tax. Chevrolet, who's your everyday hero? Nominate an everyday hero at valleychevy.com or at facebook.com/valleychevy. Hector Noesi is 25 years old. Was part of the deal we spoke of with Pineda and Montero coming over. It's his former Yankee battery mate as they work together here as Mariners. Willie Bloomquist to lead it off for the Diamondbacks, and away we go into the bottom of the first. Good fastball, darts the outside corner. It's strike one.
He's got 4 good pitches: the fastball, the curveball, the slider, the changeup. You know, he's got really good stuff, but he does have some spotty command. He can walk you. In fact, he has given up 28 walks in his 74 2/3 innings pitched.
That's a high earned run average for such a low opponent's batting average. That's walks a big part of it, right, Tom?
And the key is, too, on the road. 0-3 on the road with an 8.15 ERA. He, away from Safeco Field, I mean, he has really struggled.
Yeah, he has struggled more than anyone, if I'm not mistaken. There are guys that pitch in certain ballparks like Seattle, maybe San Francisco, that take advantage of it. Then they go out on the road and they really struggle. Noesi on that list, and a stunner there, the number 2 guy. Even though he's been struggling for the entire season, I'm still stunned to see the struggles of Tim Lincecum. Just got a piece of a slider there. Yes, slider?
Yep, good pitch right there, down and away. Nice job by Bloomquist fouling that ball off, spoiling it. And he's also given up 10 home runs on the road. I mean, he's given up 15 overall, but 10 on the road, and you know, home runs will kill you.
Outfield plays the former Mariner the other way. And that pitch is in on his hands. It's pop foul. And it's a souvenir up here in the working press box, using the term working very loosely.
Typing away.
2-2 the count on Willie. Had a quiet road trip, just 4 of 21 with a pair of doubles. Fastball, that'll change. That's when you know Willie's primed to get hot again. A single into right field. Let's take a look at the entire starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it's brought to you by Mazda. Aaron Hill, Justin Upton behind Bloomquist. Jason Kubel, a run producer. It's Paul Goldschmidt, Miguel Montero with Chris Young. Josh Bell, maybe the better hitter in the lineup of all of them, is Wade Miley. No offense to all the other guys, of course.
Move him down in the lineup. 391.
Well, could you imagine seeing your name maybe batting 9th while Wade Miley was batting 5th? Here's Aaron Hill. Runner gets a jump. He had a big jump. And a head first slide. He didn't even worry to take a look. That tells me that was a straight steal.
Straight steal. He's given up 6 of them this year. But Willie feels a little energized now after that base hit to right field. You know, he gets on base. Might as well run, be aggressive. Got a nice little jump right there. Straight steal all the way, not even looking back. He'll have to do it all over again.
Willie's got 5 stolen bases, but he's been caught 7 times. Swing and a miss. Good, hard, heavy slider down and away. 0-2 the count.
You know, there's always something, Darren, when you come back to play against one of your former teams. Willie Bloomquist coming back to play against Seattle. You know, he wants to turn it up a notch. He gets that nice base hit to right field. He wants to take off, get a stolen base also.
J.J. Putz really came of age in Seattle. He'll tell you his finest years were as a Mariner. And he credits Eddie Guardado, who was his veteran teammate at the time, for teaching him how to be a closer, number 1, and teaching him the famous split-fingered fastball, famous in his life anyway. So there certainly are ties in this contest. Into left field for a base hit. Aaron Hill pounds it into that surface, and he is on for Aaron. He was just 2 of 12 in Anaheim, though he had a big home run on Friday night. This is good to see.
Yeah, maybe only 2 for 12, but he was hitting the ball extremely hard.
again.
And this time he gets that ball. Doesn't hit it hard, but he finds the hole. Just gets through the left side of the infield. And that's a break. 2 ground balls and 2 base hits, and now you got the big guys coming up.
So here is Justin Upton. And hitters getting in the hole offensively and then digging themselves out. Both Diamondbacks doing that after 0-2. Upton waves at a fastball. 0-1 the count. Justin had 8 hits on the road trip, more than any Arizona Diamondback. So it's a .320 clip. Struck out 8 times, and none of the hits were extra base hits. Justin, we get used to him driving the baseball when he gets hot. You assume that that's what will come next.
Getting a lot of base hits. He got a lot of infield hits, too. Really using his speed, hustling them out. A lot of hits going to the right side and right center. So I think you're right. You know, the next step for Justin is start driving the ball, nailing those gaps, getting some extra base hits.
0-2 the count. Chased up and out of the zone there. It's been 21 innings since the Diamondbacks have been able to put a notch in the run column. Upton's in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. See if he can at least move those runners to second and third. Ground ball, base hit, left field. Matt sending him. Saunders is up with it. The throw to the plate. Barreled him down at the plate. Willie, then he touches it with his hand. The ball ticks away. Upton heading into second with the slide. Willie got together with Jesus Montero. Kind of an inopportune collision there. Montero did not have the ball or was about to receive the ball. And the Diamondbacks snapped that scoreless inning streak. RBI for Upton.
You know, the only reason Willie went into him right there was because he was taking the plate away from him. Willie, as he rounds third base, a wide turn. See how wide he gets? And he's coming in, and he's got nowhere to go. Montero gets right in his way. And when a catcher takes your angle to the plate away from you, you got to go after him, and that's exactly what Willie did. That is good, solid, hard baseball.
Good call, Candy, and we see that replay. He did take a step right into his shot at home plate, and part of the reason was that wide turn. And it was not at all. Now they're checking on Montero, but you wouldn't deem that. I mean, you can help us here. You wouldn't deem that a violent home plate collision at all.
No, not at all. In fact, Willie wasn't looking to get a piece of the catcher Montero at all. I mean, he was looking to score right there, but when all of a sudden he steps in his angle to the plate, and now he's got nowhere to go, so you got to go after him. He wasn't ready to hit him. He didn't get down low and take him down. You know, that was a last-minute thing. So, you know, smart in baseball by Willie Bloomquist, and you got to take the catcher out when he denies you access to the plate. He did it.
Well, take a picture postcard. Willie Bloomquist smiling.
You don't see that too often.
The king of the get off my lawn. Good to see.
Base hit. He's got a run. I mean, that was great. Got a little physical.
Kubel takes a fastball over the outside corner. Strike 1. So for Upton, again, 23 RBIs a total. He would love to climb.
They want to go back to a young rookie, make a mistake. Pitch to Upton, 0-2, throw him a slider after he throws 2 fastballs right by him. And a good job by Justin, you know, really having a 2-strike approach, making contact on that. But sometimes hitters, if you really watch the hitters, they will tell you what to throw them. And Noesi throwing 2 fastballs, good life on it right by Upton. Didn't really have a chance. And then he does him a favor by giving him a slider. And Justin made him pay.
Having a heck of a June, Jason Kubel. As a matter of fact, he is in some heady company with regard to driving in runs. And this is why he was signed on the dotted line to do this. Cincinnati, of course, an offensive juggernaut these days. But Jason Kubel doing fine work. How about Jim Thome on that list? That's great.
I love that.
I mean, Philly's having an awful year, but Thome's a good story. Little number off the end of the bat.
Jason's one of the few guys that have a little bit of experience against no AC. He's only had one at bat. He's 0 for 1 against him, but at least he's seen him before.
Kubel drives it. Didn't square it up. Should be deep enough to score the run. Upton heads to third, and the Diamondbacks lead it 2-0. So Kubel, that is 40 runs batted in.
And a very productive at bat right there. A nice 2-strike approach. He knows he's got to get the ball up in the air. He does. Gets it deep out there. Not only does he get the run in, Aaron Hill, but he also gets something over to third base with 1 out.
One and 0 the count. That one misses away to Paul Goldschmidt.
Okay, another thing that gets in the mind of a young pitcher is when you struggle on the road. You already come in here not feeling real good about trying to turn it around, and what happens? All of a sudden a club jumps on you for 2 runs in the first inning, already threatening that 3rd run.
The old here we go again.
Here we go again. It's a mental thing that happens, and especially to young kids. So they start worrying about the outcome instead of just executing what they need to do out there. Eric Wedge, he was a former catcher.
Ball drives it. Deep left field. Going back is Saunders. He's got it. He gave it a ride, but Justin will come on down and he will score. So Upton scores a run. He had driven in a run with a single into left field. Paul Goldschmidt. Not off the end of the bat. I jumped the gun a little bit on it, but we'll take the RBI.
Well, he's so strong and he's got such a powerful swing that when he does get around on the ball, you think it could go a long ways. And he got the job done. Didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. Nice start here by the Diamondbacks. Top 3 guys get on base, and 4 and 5 hitters, Kubel and Goldie, they drive them in. And this is one of the guys that the Diamondbacks would love to get going. Miguel Montero is hovering around 253. Power numbers aren't quite there yet. But this is a kid that, like I said, has given up 15 home runs this year, 10 on the road. This is a guy that's got a good matchup here for Miguel Montero.
Going back to a play earlier in this inning when Justin Upton singled in the left field. I understand maybe an error moved those runners up with the collision at home plate, but they did not give Justin Upton an RBI on that single in the left field. A bang-bang play at home plate, ball, base runner come together. They call it an error allowing the run to score.
Don't get me going on the scorekeeper. That's terrible. That is
error,
a terrible
no RBI
call.
for Justin Upton.
That's a bang-bang play at the plate. That's ridiculous. Justin Upton should have an RBI. There should not be an error on that play. The only error might have been is if, I guess it would have been Upton going over to second base.
Let's go back to that play only because here poor Upton, and he's brought the lower total on himself, but he's stuck at 22, which is, about 142nd in the National League. Base runner. Oh my gosh, that's an error?
Catcher never had the ball.
That's not an error.
That's a bad scorekeeping decision.
I'm sure they'll change that and give Justin Upton an RBI. I would have even just seeing it a second time, that'll be changed.
MLB will at least review that. They'll change that. Somebody's going to change that. That's ridiculous.
Good news is the Diamondbacks lead it 3-0. I'm going to say within the next 10 minutes, Justin Upton will have an RBI.
I'm right with you.
I don't think it's going to get to MLB. They've got bigger fish to fry than dealing with an obvious call. Fastball off the plate. 1-0 the count to Chris Young.
No better way to cap this inning off right now with a 2-out, 2-run home run. CY has not hit a home run yet since his return from the disabled list. He is overdue. Starting to swing the bat a lot better.
High fly ball, shallow center field. Still looking, as you said, for that first long ball. Big inning for the Diamondbacks. Willie Bloomquist scored a run. Aaron Hill scored a run. So did Justin Upton. Kubel with an RBI. Goldschmidt with an RBI. And I promise here in a minute, Justin Upton with an RBI as well. Raise your glass to Justin Upton's RBI that's been added to his tally, and look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Took a look at it and you knew maybe just a better angle. Hey, human eyes are making those decisions. We understand that, but I think seeing another angle made it clear that that's a run batted in. I mean, it's even tough to keep an error on the catcher's resume, which they kept to allow the runners to move up. I mean, it's a bang-bang collision play. There's really no error made by the catcher there.
Catcher never even had the ball. I'd love to put the official scorekeeper, put some gear on him, and let Justin Upton come around third base, or anybody come around third base and run right into him and see if that's an error.
Here is Casper Wells. I like you, get a little aggressive.
Terrible.
Whoa. This is what we're bringing here to television, folks. Tom Candiotti, a little edgy.
A little mad. Justin Upton should have himself an RBI.
Maury, Springer, Candiotti. The 3-0. Well, he got that RBI. They took a look at it. But still a tough error to hang on Montero. Jesus Montero.
Tough error when you never even caught the ball.
Back up from the minor leagues, Casper Wells. He takes a strike in his 4 games since being recalled from AAA Tacoma. The former Detroit Tiger is 6 for 12, so starting to hit a little bit better. Didn't do a whole lot down in AAA. Hits that one hard and into center field. It's a base hit.
Well, this is an opportunity right now for Wade Miley to have that shutdown inning. And very, very important, especially beginning of the game. Your club goes out and they get you 3 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. So you've already gone through the first 4 hitters of this lineup. So you got 5, 6, and 7. Giving up a base hit right now, but go out there and put up a 0. Keep that momentum on your side.
Justin Smoak now. And a fine defensive play yesterday in the 9th inning, top half of the 9th inning, and then walked him off in the next half. It was a good day to be Justin Smoak yesterday. Young man of the University of South Carolina, 25 years old. Got a Tar Heel with him in this order. Ackley is on deck, as that is a strike over the inside, 1-1. He pulled a changeup with him there.
82 miles an hour. He's got a good changeup. His slider is the pitch that's really coming on for him. He's throwing it a lot harder. He's staying on top of the ball, and he's trying to just drop it down and into the righties.
Bouncing ball, Willie Bloomquist will square it up. It's a broken bat, though. Almost turned it. What a great effort there by Aaron Hill. Wells went in hard and almost, Smoke not very fleet of foot, almost turned that one. Wow.
That was very close, and Bloomquist got the ball over to Aaron Hill very quickly. But you got, all of a sudden, you got Wells bearing down on him, and it's a very difficult play for a second baseman, knowing that you're going to run into some contact, and he's still got the throw off. You know, and this guy, Aaron Hill, very intelligent baseball player. He knew the speed. He knew who hit the ball. He knew how much time he had.
Ackley takes away 1-0 the count to Dustin Ackley. One of the best hitters, Ackley, Hill's counterpart, the second baseman, in the history of North Carolina baseball. Set just about every offensive record. Second pick overall in 2009. Now, hasn't done what he has wanted to yet this year at 247, but he does have a sweet swing.
Of course, up at Safeco Field, not the easiest place to hit up there. It's a pitcher's paradise.
That's the swing we're talking about. And that's the kind of swing, Candy, where you wonder why he can't just defeat Safeco Field, because technically he's not a home run hitter, and he's got more acreage like Coors Field with a bigger space. And Ackley hoping to do a lot more of that. This is just beautiful.
You know, that's a 300 swing, too. You know, he was fooled on the pitch, but he kept his hands back. Drifted quite a bit on that pitch, but when you keep your hands back like that and throw the ball the other way, you're going to get a lot of hits, and pretty good job of hitting.
That almost looked like an Ichiro approach there.
Well, he lost his backside on it.
He did.
I mean, he was fooled on the pitch. He lost his backside, got out over his front leg, and just kind of flicked it with his hands.
Pitches down and away to Brendan Ryan. 1-0 the count.
Well, the important thing is Wade Miley, he's dialed up 6 ground ball double plays this year. He still has that double play intact right now. He just needs to get a ground ball.
Now, Brendan Ryan, defensively, and Montero wants to talk about this, and we'll tell you why. There isn't a better defensive shortstop in the American League. I mean, they talk about the Seattle Mariners and his manager, Eric Wedge, the runs he has saved. But the key for Ryan is right now just penciling him in every day. He's an incredible shortstop, and he's hitting 168. And that's a real 168. That's playing almost every day.
You better really be able to pick it at 168.
By the way, we have some technical difficulties. You're still hearing us, but you're seeing pictures from the Seattle Mariners television. 2-1 the count.
That's a nice visit by Miguel Montero, going out and just kind of add a little refocus to Wade Miley. Tell him to settle down out there and just start making those pitches.
Easy chance for Young and Upton as they get together. Chris Young calls him off. And he makes the play for the out. So frustration in that dugout, as you saw a moment ago, from Ryan with the pitcher behind him. And Young, of course, covers a ton of ground out there, gets there in front of Justin Upton and calls him off. So the first professional plate appearance, not Major League, the first pro plate appearance for this young man ever. And he's not going to get cheated.
Remember I told you hitters could tell you exactly how to pitch them? If you pay attention. I'd throw him 2 more just like that. He could hit that with another bat.
That one is fouled off.
And this is the time where you don't really mess around with an off-speed pitch. You know, throw the fastball up in the zone and throw it off the plate away even more. Obviously, he hasn't even taken a pitch yet. He's up there, nervous as can be. He's probably in swing mode.
Swing and a miss, and down he goes. Hey, you know what? He didn't get cheated. Three to nothing, the Diamondbacks lead it over Hector Noesi, who flexed his offensive muscles and struck out to end the last inning. Here is Josh Bell. Ryan Roberts getting the night off. Roberts on the road trip was 3 of 14, but for Roberts in his last 10 games he's hitting .333. 1-2 the count. Bell on the meantime is 2 of his last 19, hitting .105 unfortunately during that time.
Josh scored up a couple really hard hit balls yesterday. Maybe that's why he's getting that nod back in the lineup.
2-2 the count. Let's hope he pays off his manager's trust here. Breaking ball misses outside. 3-2. Every time a Diamondback player knocks one out of here, Fulton Homes donates $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. In on the hands. Great job, Ackley. Fires to Noesi covering. He got past Smoke, but Ackley ended up in shallow right field making a fine play. Dustin Ackley.
Very difficult play in baseball. First baseman being very, very aggressive over there, Justin Smoke. And once it gets by him, it's all about the second baseman and the pitcher and that communication. And that time Noesi almost stops right there. That's the time you want to run through the bag and get on the outside part of the bag and stretch for the ball. And they still were able to make that play without him going out there and stretching.
So Wade Miley, he can hit 9 of 23 this year. And he takes a fastball that darts over the outside corner. Wade the other way. Wade on the move. Miley. That one crashes off the wall. Hustling on around. It gets by the left fielder. Miley heading to third. Get in there, young man. The tag. He's out. Miley with a double. And then trying to stretch it into what would have been an extra base on an error. Miley is gunned down.
I tell you what, he is a fun individual to watch. On the mound, the hustle, get on your feet and cheer this guy. I mean, he saw the ball get by the left fielder out there, Saunders, and he thought he'd turn on the afterburners right there, trying to get into third base. Not a bad slide, little backdoor slide, but ball beat him there.
Miley slowed way down at second, then picked up the baseball, and it was waiting on him there.
The whole team back there in the background back there, Jason Kubel, Parr, they're all giving him a bad time right now.
Goldschmidt was really getting a giggle out of it, hand over mouth. They're still enjoying it.
Things are so fun in baseball when you're winning. You know what? Miley gets another double, though. Put a double to his name.
Yeah, that's his second double of the year. Willie takes a breaking ball. That's a fabulous pitch. So Miley, in the games in which he has been the starting pitcher, the games in which he has started, he has gotten a hit in all but one of them. Now, minus Texas, he had a DH.
He's coming back to the bench telling everyone, I was flying. That took a great throw to get me.
Breaking ball, fly ball, center field. In the end, he faced a minimum. Miley with the double. His 10th hit of the season. I believe he's now hitting over 400. Yep, 417. Simpson's biggest fan. The third inning is brought to you by Miller Lite. Visit local retailers and text road trip to the Miller Taste Team at 620-620. It's your chance to win one of 3 interdivision rival flyaway trips this summer. I can't tell which one is Gibby's biggest fan. I couldn't tell. All right, away goes Wade Miley. I don't know if I can get away with constantly living with the nickname Swamp Gas, though.
That'd be a tough one.
Somehow I might make a mistake that I'll regret. I love the thought. And
I'm with
look
you.
at the art. Look at the artwork there. Fastball inside. That inside fastball is important for him, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That sets up whether the hitter's a lefty or a righty. You know, he's going to command both sides of the plate. You know, then he'll work his changeup, then he'll work his slider, especially to the righties. But all 3 of his pitches he'll throw to, whether they're lefties, whether they're righties, it doesn't matter. They're all 3 good quality pitches.
This young man flied to center field back in the first inning, but he's been hot in his month of June. 19 hits this month, hitting nearly 340. 5 doubles, 3 homers. and has hung in there all year long against left-handed pitching. Swing and a miss. Not that time. Not that slider. Wow.
Slider coming in there 84 miles an hour, a little harder than he normally throws it, but boy, he had no answer for that one.
Kia Motors presents our key to the game. Slippers. Candy?
Slippers.
Why don't you go ahead and explain why you picked that as the key to the game?
Let me dig deep for this one. Slippers.
That one is driven to right field, sending Justin Upton back. It's over his head and it's off the wall. With Gutierrez running, he fires it in, and he makes it close. I'll explain the key, but we've got to see Gutierrez one more time. His third hit in the big leagues this year, 3 for 14.
Pretty good job of hitting also, taking that ball the opposite way, and with authority also. Montero sitting up away. Miley hits his spot, and he drives it that way. I think it's a nice little rebound off the wall. Comes right back to him, gets the ball in there.
So now Kyle Sager. So when you go away, you know, you can pack what you can pack, and you only have so much room when you travel. And so there are certain creature comforts that when you take a trip you can't bring. You can't bring usually your dog on the road with you. You don't have that welcome mat waiting for you. You can't roll it out in your hotel room that you're used to seeing. Your favorite remote control, and you certainly can't bring your slippers. You know, your comfortable pair that you slide on to walk around the house. Go get that morning paper and cup of coffee. Let's hope the boys, who should have played much better than 2 and 4 on this road trip. I think we'll all agree with that, right?
I'm on you.
Let's hope they get home and put those slippers on and really feel at home, because this team is starting to play better at home. Starting. The last homestand is when they really started. But it is now time to really put those slippers on and make this their home.
That is really deep thinking.
I thought you'd like that.
I appreciate that. I like the analogy, though.
I mean, look, there is no realistic excuse for how this team has been built to be 15 and 16 at home. Now, again, they're working on it. They had an outstanding homestand. They were 5-1 last time. I'm not saying that the guys play in slippers, though. That would not be safe. Willie Bloomquist. A nice Sunday hop. Played it up a little bit. Our moves up to third in the form of Gutierrez.
Well, the schedule also dictates, you know, the last time it was the Rockies and the A's, you know, they really took care of business with 5 out of 6 at home. And even with this homestand right now, and you don't want to disrespect any team or look past any team, but with the Mariners and the Cubs coming in, you know, this is a time where you should almost duplicate that. Another 5-1 would be outstanding.
Yes. I mean, look, there's only so much you can say as a group publicly, but I would imagine privately they're talking like that. And that's your difference in starting to get better at home in the last 10 games. It was a 1-9. That 1-9 inexplicable in those previous 10.
Hopefully that'll get you on a little bit of a mini roll too. It was tough. You would go 5 out of 6 last homestand, but you got to face the Rangers and the Angels in their home ballparks. You know, we got to use a DH. That's tough. You know, we were all hoping, I think, that 3-3 would have been pretty darn good. But and they could have been 4-2 very easily if they had a little offense. But you know, it's time to get back home, take care of business again, and get on that little mini roll.
Upton with an RBI earlier in this contest. Swing and a miss at that slider. Oh, they didn't give him a swing there. Like he went around on that one.
Brian Gorman down there at first base. I thought for sure, I guarantee we watched the side swing on this. I guarantee you he went past the plate.
That's close.
It's close. Either way.
You'd want it.
I'm pitching. That's a strike.
But that's that slider. He's getting righties now to swing and miss for the first time since the last outing. Swing and a miss like that.
back. I don't think he would come back as an everyday guy. So he'll have to be worked in and out of the lineup. And, just watching the whole thing with Steven, his recovery, doesn't always make sense. Like if you take the last 3 days. He plays one day, he's really sore, and the second day he felt better on the third day. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Diamondbacks manager Kirk Gibson with our Geico quote of the game. Back to live action here at Chase Field as Aaron Hill steps into the batter's box. Stephen Drew playing 3 games in a row for the first time down in Reno. Said he felt gimpy the second game, but plowed through it like Darren Sutton and Tom Candiotti were talking about earlier in the broadcast. Stephen Drew will take today off. He will play again on Tuesday. Manager Kirk Gibson says Drew is getting there and he is upbeat, and very interesting to hear Manager Kirk Gibson say about Stephen Drew that if he comes back to the Diamondbacks on the big league level, he might not play every day when he first gets back.
It's interesting, Mark. I'm gonna keep you on the hook if you don't mind, because
sure.
I think the one thing is Hill takes a breaking ball away. I found very interesting. He thinks Drew's a winning ball player for him, as a pinch hitter 2 days out of 3, and then a starting shortstop the third day. Did you read into that?
Yeah, no, the word I think he used was asset. He's an asset if he comes back in that form, and can maybe do something like this as well that Aaron Hill just did.
Good stuff, Mark McClone. Aaron Hill's looking for 3. That certainly is Triple's alley. He wants to keep going, but Matt Williams stops him. Well, these guys are glad to be back home. Showing some offense, flexing their muscles. Hill now with a single and a triple. Number 4 in the year.
Okay, a little more of the same from Aaron Hill. He's been swinging a bat, such a hot bat. Maybe not always getting rewarded for those line drives, but this time he smokes one in the gap. Little mix-up of the left fielder Saunders and the center fielder Gutierrez as this ball kind of bounces around out there. They're in a foreign ballpark. They've never played here before, and the ball was just kind of laying out there. Aaron Hill smelling triple all the way. And that's easy. He's rounding third base. He might have had a chance to go home, but they had a big time trouble out there.
Justin Upton has that RBI right there in front of him, and you know what? He'll take it. Hill comes on down. The Diamondbacks lead it 4-0. Upton, who had 22 RBIs coming in, already has a pair in this contest.
Another productive at bat. Justin Upton doing what he needs to do there. Getting that ball up in the air, getting it deep, and making sure he gets the run in. Nice job by Hill getting to third base. Nice job by Jay Up getting him in.
3 sack fly RBIs for the Diamondbacks in this game. And again, if you're just joining us, Arizona jumping out early in the first inning, snapping a 21-inning scoreless streak. Boy, it's got to feel good for the guys.
Home cooking.
Speaking of cooking, if you don't want to cook tomorrow night, anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with a large drink purchase. That one is inside, and they do it from 4 to 6 the following day. Hey, the Sluggers want tacos. Is that a young Grace up there? That's Preston right there in the middle. Sluggers want tacos.
There he is.
Nice. They're the champs, I think. I mean, he's just killing that hot dog. I hope Gracie sent in about a 50.
Enjoying it thoroughly.
Boy, is he just so much better looking than Dad. Sluggers want tacos. I like it. It's a good looking sign. The boys called in during the telecast yesterday. They have that kind of pull. They just broke into the telecast to wish Dad a happy Father's Day.
Press a great little ball player too, just like his dad.
That is ball 4. So Kubela's on with the walk. You think about the offense in that 5-1 homestand in comparison to the road trip. Arizona on the last homestand hit 8 homers, averaged 6 runs a game, hit .320 and slugged almost .550. That was on the last homestand. Goldschmidt bouncing ball. 1. Ackley turns it. That is a double play. But the Diamondbacks add another. They lead the visiting Seattle Mariners 4-0. about. This is after he got thrown out at third.
Look at Gibby laughing at it. I guarantee he went over there and told him to stop showing up his hitters right now, because right now he's hitting over 400. He's thinking of stretching doubles into triples. And I think Miley just told him, look, I'm just trying to help myself win a game right here. I thought I had 3. And Gibby just turned around and started laughing. Of course, Gibby probably had about 100 triples.
0-1 the count to Casper Wells.
He goes, kid, you just stick to pitching. I'll get some runs for you.
The swamp gas emanates from the mound.
Looks like Larry the Cable Guy holding it.
In on the hands, popped up. Paul will give it a look. And it's a souvenir. You know, amongst rookies, there's not many better in some of the more important categories like ERA. Wins are out of his control. But cleaning it up with base runners and a low walk total, this is the best, this young man, amongst all these rookies. This is your all-star rep if it's decided now, because that fastball is high. 1-2 the count.
And he keeps pitching like this game. That'll give him another win. But you're right. You can't control the wins as a pitcher. You can control putting your team in a situation where they can win the game. But he has been excellent, and I think he's getting better and better. You've seen his confidence grow. I mean, each game, each start to me. That game against Texas I thought was very impressive. That was one heck of a lineup that the Rangers have out there, and he mowed right through that lineup. Was not intimidated one bit. And when you face a club like that and pitch that well against them, now your next start you come out and you are even more full of confidence.
Well, that slider is such a good pitch. Deciding in Texas as he was warming up to throw this pitch harder. And it's made all the difference in the world.
Coming right at him. Like I said, it's a new little toy for him.
But then the changeup, it never really got there, and that's what he wants to talk about. Wells wants to know. That isn't how you would choose to throw your changeup, but Candy, just the deception of it fooled him, didn't it?
And the arm speed that he has on that. I mean, out of the batter's hand, he stays very closed. And that looks like it's coming in there about 93 miles an hour, 92 miles an hour, and it's 10 miles an hour slower than that. He's having great arm speed, and hitters can't read that.
Broke his bat into center field. It's a base hit for Justin Smoke. So the story of Miley and the slider, certainly an interesting one. As Paul Goldschmidt, who used to face him in college at Texas State, used to hit against Miley, and recently they were just gabbing on the bench, chatting, and he said, why don't you throw that slider like you used to throw it? I said, how do you mean? You know, real hard, and no one liked it. Well, when I got into professional baseball, they wanted me to throw my breaking ball for strikes. As Ackley takes a breaking ball for a strike, he said, strikes? No, none of us could hit it. And it was that conversation, then warming in the bullpen in Texas, maybe a conversation with you too in the days prior, that he decided, I'm going to throw it most of the time as hard as I can.
You learn so much from a pitcher by talking to hitters and talking to hitting coaches.
Isn't that interesting, though?
I mean, and I love the fact that he's open. He's like a sponge. He'll go and he'll talk to Daniel Hudson. He'll talk to Ian Kennedy. He'll talk to Joe Saunders. But you'll talk to Don Baylor. When you talk to guys like Baylor, and you talk to guys like Goldschmidt and Kubel and these guys, they will tell you, and having data like that coming in there from a guy that's faced you before, that you faced before, and telling you, hey, throw that slider that way. Wow.
With his fastball.
Well, you start throwing slider, you start mixing all your pitches up, and he's got 3 great pitches. I mean, flip a coin up there if you're a hitter. I mean, hitters like to eliminate pitches. And you can't eliminate pitches against a guy that will throw any pitch in any count. Miley has going for him.
CenturyLink high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. That is a strike at the knees. 0-1 the count. Brendan Ryan. Flashy glove, former Cardinal. When Ryan first made it to the big leagues, they, within weeks, assigned David Eckstein just to, well, simply put, babysit him. Kind of teach him the ways. Ryan, an eclectic, a free spirit, if you will, showed up for one of his early big league games at 1 o'clock for a big league game. If that was a night game, that would have been plenty early, but it was a 1 o'clock game. And that is a strike. And he said, well, I thought it was a night game, as his teammates were taking the field and they were looking for Brendan Ryan. They then hooked David Eckstein to his belt, who probably never made a misstep like that. And it helped. Ryan will say he helped me, taught me a lot. Can play shortstop, just isn't hitting at all this year. 2-2.
I think every team that David Eckstein was on, you never heard anyone ever say anything bad about him. And there's a lot of people that would talk about him being a manager one day. I mean, he was a very intelligent player. And again, when you can draw on that wealth of knowledge.
Oh, Goldschmidt to the bag in time for the out. Goldie, kind of the pitching coach, if you will, with Wade Miley, and helping out the pitcher as well. He brought his glove to the big leagues with him. Don't misunderstand that. Bet 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit dbacks.com for details. Follow your favorite team. Follow the D-backs as well. Simply put, follow Major League Baseball as Miguel Montero takes a sinker that misses outside. 1-0 the count. Tom Candiotti, Mark McClune down by the dugout. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad you're with us. Right back out there to even it up at 1-1. Wessie has given up a hit in each inning, including a double that Wade Miley hit in the second, but was thrown out trying to head to third on a ball that kicked away. You can see the shades of brilliance, just not consistency from Wessie.
He's got a lot of life on his fastball. You can tell it moves really well. Good velocity on it. His slider has been tight. But again, he just doesn't have that location. And when you can't put the ball where your catcher wants you to put it, a lot of times you miss over the plate, and that's where you really get hurt.
Off speed. They want to know if he went around. He did not. 2-2 the count. Both teams with 5 hits, but the Diamondbacks lead it 4-0. Got him. Chased a fastball up and out of the zone. Really raised that line of sight. And Montero is done. He has walked and now struck out. So our Nissan text poll tied into the All-Star game. What is your favorite event at the Major League Baseball All-Star weekend? Or week, since it's during the week. The game, which is, what, on a Tuesday? Home Run Derby, which is on a Monday. The Futures game, which is on a Sunday. A, B, C, 36929.
Oh, I know my kids are pick. They love that home run derby. Went to that last year. What a blast.
Well, I'm excited about that weekend. The 1-1. 1-2 the count. I'll look forward to promoting that All-Star game on a Tuesday during the weekend. It looked like he went around there. Yes, he did.
Didn't know quite where you're going with that.
Based on our text poll, of course, the All-Star Game weekend is coming up. This July, don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game weekend on a Tuesday, July 10th at 4:30 Pacific, only on Fox. Must be nice to make no mistakes like I do every game, by the way, as I give them the business. They're good sports, and they carry us through every telecast.
I think they like it when you get on them.
You know, as that breaking ball is a strike, a brand new production truck that will maybe let you peek into tomorrow night. And state-of-the-art technology, we're proud of it. And according to that production truck, Tuesday is on a weekend. Me back to Chase Field where the Diamondbacks are going toe-to-toe with the Mariners. Fun times at the RamTrucks.tv pool, a great place to watch a game. And I'm told the folks from Ram Trucks are out there enjoying the game. Hector Noesi. Look, you pull for the Diamondbacks every game that you call, but tell me, a little part of you doesn't want this guy to get his first big league hit. I mean, just a little part of you. I mean, a guy who's never had a plate appearance, Candy. That means in the big leagues, in the minors. For years he pitched in the minors, never hit.
I don't know if he's going to hit a foul ball tonight.
How about just a foul ball?
Swing.
1-2 the count.
At least he took a ball.
Now you don't want it to do any damage, obviously. Oh my. That's no. All right, Hector.
You got to understand also, as a pitcher, when you're facing a guy like that, that's a strikeout, man. You're going for the punch out. You're going for a stat. Welcome to a big league slider.
Seven strikeouts for Miley. Swing and a miss. That slider has made all the difference in the world. He struck out 8 at Texas. Remember, coming in, Wade Miley, less than 6 strikeouts per 9 innings. Out in front of that one, Hill off balance. What a play by Aaron Hill. Running away from first base. Goldschmidt was there for him. That's a fine job. We don't talk enough about the defense of Aaron Hill.
No, we don't. And again, he anticipates the ball so well. He gets over there, gets down, momentum going away from first base, and still shows that powerful throwing arm by rifling it over there to Goldschmidt. What a great play.
What a great look at our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. Exmo, good stuff. So they have Exmo in that new truck. Just need to get him a days of the week calendar. 1-0 the count to Franklin.
Franklin's last at bat. He took that ball to right field off that wall. I would expect he was going to try to come inside at some point this at bat.
Instead of change him away, caught him overly aggressive. How about that inning for Wade Miley? Set him down 1, 2, 3, breezing right through it. Is to score. AT&T trivia question. Who is the only player all time with a home run in the World Series for 3 different teams? A home run in the World Series for 3 different teams. Consider that. We watch Wade Miley hit. He is a .400 hitter right now, hitting .417. And let it be known that there were no strikeouts at all for Noesi through 14 batters to start the game. Then he struck out the side in the 4th.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Hey, I think one thing the scouting report is getting around on Wade Miley at the plate. Loves hitting the ball the other way. If you watch the shortstop, Brendan Ryan out there, not only is he shifted to the left side, but every time Aaron goes to swing the bat, his momentum is going even farther towards third base.
2-2 the count.
Well, Noesi, you know, every time you get struck out by a pitcher, you want to return the favor. It's a little game within the game. And so after he strikes out, I guarantee he's going for a strikeout right here.
That's what Candy was talking about when you look at the defense. He got it on a breaking ball. And Wade will just take that tag. That is 4 consecutive strikeouts for Noesi. Now be at Chase Field on Saturday, July 7th. To get the Diamondbacks Lucha Libre mask. He's in the ball yard. This one-of-a-kind giveaway will go to the first 15,000 fans at the Diamondbacks-Dodgers game. Now call now for tickets. 602-514-8400 or log on to dbacks.com/tickets. 4 strikeouts in a row after no strikeouts through the first 14. Willie takes strike 1.
Really likes that ball. Middle away. Loves hitting that ball the opposite direction. Saw him do that in his first at bat.
Willie, by the way, with the first inning hit, has now reached in 23 of his last 24 games. Reached safely. That's a hit or a walk. Hitting over 370 during that time span. And that's how he's doing a lot of it. I mean, that was right at the second baseman. Ackley is there.
That ball was stung. Just a line shot. That ball gets by Ackley. That is going to be out by the pool area. That's going to be a 3-bagger for Willie Bloomquist. Down and away, smashes it. That gets by him. That's going to the gap. Tough luck.
Home cooking's been good to Aaron Hill. He picked up a couple of hits already in this game, a single and a triple. 11 consecutive home games. He has picked up at least 1 hit in 11 straight. 21 for his last 38 at home. Quick math, that's a 583 clip. Candy, 583.
That's real quick math. 583. That is
good number.
That's mashing.
Breaking ball, down line it goes. Is that the double? Let's see. Hustling on around, looking for 2. The throw, it's a double. Aaron Hill with a head first slide. He is now a home run shy of hitting for the cycle.
He was thinking double right from the get-go. Hits it on the end of the bat, not real hard. A nice job by Saunders going over to get that ball. And they had a play, but he just kind of airmailed the throw. And Aaron forced the issue. And a nice job getting himself into scoring position.
And you know what, Candy? Based on our official scoring earlier, they just ruled that a single and an error.
There's no way.
Yes, they did.
That took a perfect throw to be able to get him.
The graphic says that there, but it's a single and an error, Candy. That's really not. Upton takes a fastball up and away.
You get me fired up. Don't do that to me, Darren.
Now, Saunders will tell you I should have made a better throw. It would have taken a perfect throw to get him. Goodness, 22 hits in his last 11 home games. You're a hitter and you're posting 2 hits a game.
I can't tell you how many hard hit balls he's stroked and hasn't gotten hits for.
Upton with a home run swing, but it jammed him. Long run for Saunders. That's a fair ball, and he makes the play for the out. Aaron Hill stays hot. If he knocks one out of here, that'll be a cycle. interactive kiosks at Chase Field during any regular season home game to play Kachinko. It's Kachinko. It's Gila River Casinos. And it'll change your life. Wade Miley goes back to work here in the 6th inning. Out of the gates, Jesus Montero, Casper Wells. And the fastball. 1-0 the count.
Always a key point of the game when you start going through the opponent's lineup the third time, the middle of the order. This really kind of measures the kind of pitcher you are.
Wade's done a nice job that third time through. 246. About the same the second time through. He's really good the first time through, below 200.
Yeah, these guys, they can't pick up the rotation on the slider. And you even saw the facial look of Sager after that pitch. Whoa. But they just, hitters like to pick up spin. And that way they can gauge what kind of pitch it is and where it's going to end up. Well, when you throw a real tight slider, you can't pick up the rotation on it until it's too late.
What makes it tough, too, and we've talked about this, Candy, is how he crossfires. How he steps toward first base. And you can see there's a darker area from up here. You can see clearly where he steps. It's nowhere near in line to home plate.
It's a lot like Cliff Lee. Cliff Lee does the same thing.
And on the hands, Upton will play it on a hop. So the second hit for Sager of the contest. Yeah, there's, a straight line, but he's stepping towards the dugout over there. Here you go, Candy.
You kind of look at it from here. It's actually coming this way. Hard to tell from that angle right there. But what he's doing is front shoulder is the key. And you hide the ball. When you show the hitter your numbers, you're able to hide the ball, and it's hard for them to pick up your release point. And when it's hard for them to pick up your release point, the ball gets on them quicker, and it's harder for them to pick up the rotation of the ball, and they can't tell what pitch it is. See that front shoulder? The numbers are right there. From a hitter's perspective, they can't see that. They can't see the release point till it's too late, and they can't tell the rotation of the ball.
Good changeup down and away to Jesus Montero. Interesting story, too, when Miley signed out of Southeast Louisiana with the Diamondbacks organization for the first year plus. They really tried to straighten that line out, draw a direct line to home plate as that slider is low, and they worked with him and had him striding straight at home plate. And he finally, and I give him credit for this, as a very young man, approached the organization and said, I can't do this anymore. I don't feel right. I'm not the same. I'm not confident. And said, you've got to let me go back to being the guy. And he said, with all due respect to all of the people that are developing me, I have to stop. I'm not comfortable. And first of all, courage to do that. And second of all, that conversation and the courage to understand your own mechanics is the reason he's here in the big leagues.
One of the problems that happens to a lot of young pitchers is they get cookie cutted. And, a certain pitching coach wants them to pitch a certain way to avoid injury. But what that does, it takes creativity away.
Upton with a nice play.
And what I mean by that, all of a sudden, you're pitching a certain way your whole career, your whole, through high school and through college, and you're always tweaking your delivery to try to find a little bit more of an edge. But then you get into the minor leagues, and somebody's going to say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to change your arm angle. And next thing you know, someone's not comfortable doing that when they've been doing something their whole career. And that's why I love the fact that he's, strong enough to be able to stand up to whoever it was and tell him, look, this is not me. I am more effective this way. Let me do my thing. And he's done it.
And he shared that story with me in Texas after his last outing, and he was so respectful in the manner in which he did it because I was asking him about it. But you look at what he's doing in the big leagues. When he first signed, he went to Yakima, had a 4.91 out of the gates in South Bend, a 4.12. Visalia, an ERA of nearly 5. That's down the line. It's going to be interesting. It's played by Cougar. Up against the wall. How's that bounce? They're going to send him onto the plate. The relay. Nope, he'll hold on to it. It's an RBI for Casper Wells, and it's a 4-1 game. And Just like that, a single and another swing of the bat by Casper Wells, his 8th RBI of the year.
Just kind of hit it in the right place. He pulled that ball. Josh Bell playing well off the third base line. And this ball is down that way. Bell takes one step, makes a backhanded dive for the ball. Can't knock it down, can't get his leather on it. It goes down to that corner. And Kubel not playing it real aggressive, but just trying to get that ball back into Willie Bloomquist, and not much you can do about it.
Little chopper. Bell will make the play. It's a fair ball. Off balance throw. What a fine play by Josh Bell.
And what made that play so difficult was it looked like it was going to go foul ball, and Josh Bell got behind, did a little circle, got behind the ball, thought it was going to go foul, but never gave up on the play. Came in, made a nice play about shin high, and a strong throw over to Goldie at first base. Very important not to give up on a play. Josh Bell did not give up on that play.
A lot of work with Matt Williams earlier today, who has worked tirelessly with Josh Bell on his footwork. And the play he made a moment ago was a do or die, certainly. Ackley takes low, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to know also that, these guys don't show up to just play the game. They're out here early. They were out here 3 o'clock today, taking ground balls, fly balls, doing pickoffs, cutoffs, relays, all these things, and they're practicing. Then they have to go in, then they have to take batting practice. They get their workouts done, get their therapy session done, and then go over the data for the game. And you got the first day in, you got meetings, hitters meetings, pitchers meetings, defensive meetings, spray charts, and then you go out and play the game. It's not easy. And that little extra work certainly paid off there.
Earlier today, this is what you're talking about, Candy. Base running was on the table, running bunt defenses, also running the bases. So it was dual with the how to defense the bunt and then how to run the bases on bunt plays as well. Popped up and into the seats it goes.
You have an all-star coaching staff that is very willing to teach. There's a lot of guys that aren't willing to teach. Alan Trammell, Matt Williams, Eric Young, Charles Nagy, all these guys are out there and they are willing to teach. And so you have to use their knowledge. Gibby, he's out there. He wants to be one of those guys. He's out there running the bases with them. Miley's been so good this year pitching with runners in scoring position. Only a 153 average against.
Ackley again in the left field. Kubel will play it on a hop. He's got a good arm to the plate. With the tag! Out at the plate! Beautiful piece of hitting by Dustin Ackley. Kubel fired a one-hopper amongst the league's best throwers this season. And Montero closes the deal. Fine throw, and now he leads things off. He has thrown out 8 from the outfield now, 8 outfield assists. Puts him in pretty darn good standing in Major League Baseball. Fastball is high.
I think he was excited that they tried to press him right there. They tried to run on him right there. He threw a laser beam to the plate.
That one bounces in there.
Look at that. One hop strike right to Montero. Great play, great tag. The garden rule is there. He was almost to third base, and he kept going as Kubel was catching that ball. And Jason King got a nice hop, came up, and just threw a one-hop pellet.
Kubel picks on a breaking ball, whacks it into right field for a base hit. So a sac fly, an RBI, a walk, and now his first official at-bat becomes a hit.
Every at-bat's been a productive at-bat for Jason Kubel, and he has been swinging a torrent hot bat. Drills this ball into right field. Make a great play, get a base hit. We talked about Noesi and all the home runs that he's given up, particularly on the road. 10 of them. You're going through the lineup for the third time right now. The power hitter for the D-backs, Goldie. I like this matchup right here. I can see this ball going a long ways.
0-1 the count. Paul Goldschmidt drives it into left center field. Gapping over the head of Saunders and off the wall. They're going to stop Kubel. Goldschmidt with the double. Runners on second and third for Arizona with nobody out.
Nice powerful swing by Goldie. He got a slider that was up in the zone right there and drilled it. This ball almost hit on the warning track out in left center field, and it had top spin on it. Top spin. If he had a little backspin on this ball, that ball's going up to Fatburger.
Stop him right there. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, is out. Funny ball game, this baseball. 8 hits for both teams. You're getting to the point, though, where 3 is far from enough. Even though you maybe feel like you've dominated because of the way Miley has pitched for a majority of this game, and the hits haven't had the same harm and impact, you've got to have 3 runs is nothing in the big leagues. I don't care how much that offense has struggled.
Not this day and age, particularly this ballpark. You see, things can happen real quick here. You keep adding on, tack on runs are huge, but not only that, it adds to the score, but it also breaks the momentum. And that's really important in the game of baseball.
Go and 1 the count to Miguel Montero.
Biggie again now. This is his third at bat. Got a walk and a K, and
high fly ball toward left center field. Kubel will tag. Here he comes. And the throw is toward third. Another run and an RBI for Miguel Montero. 4 sacrifice fly RBIs. 4 for the Diamondbacks tonight. If they're there, take them.
take them every single time you take that run. Attack on run, and that's big. That kills the momentum for the Mariners, who had just gotten a run in the top of the 6th. You come back, you get it right back, and you got a chance for more.
0-1 the count to Chris Young. Wide to center field and struck out. Young and Josh Bell, the only two who have not reached tonight. They want to talk things over now. Montero with Noesi. 86 pitches for the right-hander.
Almost looked like Montero just went out and just asked him, what do you want to throw? Whatever he told him, he turned around and he didn't say, okay, go get him, make a good pitch. Nothing. He turned around and walked back. It certainly doesn't look like they're on the same page to me, pitcher and catcher.
And it has nothing to do with signs or changing them up because neither middle infielder came in.
Yeah, they didn't. They could care less. Was that in Bull Durham? Is that when the catcher got mad and started telling the hitters, you know, what's coming? Didn't like his pitcher.
When you speak of me well. Pickoff throw there. He works with the middle infielder. Old Crash Davis was sick and tired of Nuke LaLoosh. Kept shaking him off. He wanted to throw the fastball. I don't know if it's that extreme here. This young man's just trying to get toward and closer to the finish line. Slider and rolled that one foul. Johnny McMullen, Jason Kubel.
A lot of times you put a pickoff play on not because you think that a guy's going to steal the base, but because he's relaying location, and sometimes you can catch him.
Two and two the count. You're not saying Paul Goldschmidt's helping out Chris Young, are you?
I can't say that since Chipper Jones never relayed a sign ever from second base.
Well, that's right. He did say that, didn't he? I didn't ask you about Chipper Jones.
I don't think Goldie is. But sometimes you just watch the mannerisms. Someone's leaning a certain way. Weight shifts.
Good. Change up. Young goes down on strikes. Even if he knew that was coming, I don't think it would have helped. 0 for 3. It's a heck of a pitch.
Great changeup, hold the string. Of course, CYC's fastball, so he's geared up for it. Unless he runs it up there from 94 miles an hour with some life to it, so you got to dial it up, and then he drops the changeup on you. That's tough. Nothing better than that 2-out RBI. Josh Bell hasn't done much this game. Made a nice defensive play. But this is a good matchup for him.
1-1 the count.
Josh likes hitting the fastball, but he hasn't timed Noesi's fastball yet. He's been a little bit behind on it.
Base hit right field. Sending him on down toward the plate. Good throw with the tag. He missed the tag. Goldschmidt got just by him. What a throw from Wells. You called it a good matchup, Candy. Honestly, with what he's done this season, I think a lot of folks had their doubts, but you were right on the money.
Hit from the left side.
Why was it a good matchup?
I think he swings the bat better from the left side, and also third time through the order, you've seen a lot of the pitches. and you should have his fastball time. You swung and missed through the first one, but I like the matchup just because he's pretty proud of his fastball out there. Josh Bell is a good fastball hitter. He got one to right field.
The baseball never really made it into the catcher's mitt. Boy, what a throw by Casper Wells, though.
And a nice slide by Goldschmidt, too, and a nice secondary lead. Hit the bag. It seemed like he started going a little quicker as he got around third base.
Wade Miley with a hack. 6-1 is the score. The Diamondbacks on top.
Those 2 out RBIs, those are just golden.
Diamondbacks, by the way, have tied a club record for most sacrifice flies in a game with 4. They did it against the Pirates back in 03. And yeah, they got their tacos, the Sluggers.
You got him, Preston. Taking Dad to Taco Bell, or maybe Mom.
Coming on in to make the play. I was proud of Preston there, keeping his jersey on, representing the team. Well done. 6-1 is the score.
Sports, Arizona Diamondbacks lead 6-1. There's a look at Diamondbacks 38th round draft pick Cam Gibson in town after graduating from high school in Michigan. He, of course, is Kirk Gibson's son, taken in the game tonight. In the front row, watching Wade Miley work, watching his dad manage, and his day actually started pretty early. The two of them got to the ballpark before anybody else and ran stadium steps. Kirk Gibson said Cam is definitely in much better shape. I talked to Cam. He's actually sitting right next to me, next to the Diamondbacks dugout down here, and he said he's heading to Michigan State in the fall. Doesn't know that he's ready to take on pro ball yet, but very excited to go to Michigan State, his dad's alma mater, and play college baseball for the Spartans. Guys?
Good stuff. I would expect his son can outrun Dad. Dad gets a good workout in, but
Dad will give him a run for his money.
Dad's old. I mean, let's be honest. You know, and I hope I'm as old as Kirk Gibson. I'm in good shape as well. Ryan with a rare base hit, but he'll take it. Brendan Ryan with a single into center field. Nearly another great play. Look, there's been a lot of great defensive plays in this game.
You have to love the fact that Aaron Hill just dives for this ball. He is stretched out all the way, full out there. And he came up empty with it, but you know, look at the attempt. You love, when you're pitching out there, you love guys getting dirty for you. Couple steps, look at all the way out, stretched out, belly flop. Ow, for his pitcher. That's a steak dinner on the road. I don't care if he caught it or not.
Number 30, Miguel Oliva.
Miguel Olivo is called upon to pinch hit. And that one misses low. 1-0 the count.
Mentioned earlier, Miley with 6 ground ball double plays this year. This would be the opportune time right now.
Two and 0 the count to Olivo.
Olivo's not the normal kind of guy that likes to walk. 132 at bats this year, 2 walks. I guarantee you he's up there ready to swing right now.
Now Olivo doesn't walk, so you really have to try hard. Let's see if Miley can reel it in. Right there. He's got 132 at bats this year, and he's got 2 walks. Go ahead, Wade. Fire it right down the gut. Yep. That's ball 4, but
he's not walking.
He doesn't walk. I'm telling you, folks. Kelly continues to warm in the bullpen. 9 hits apiece. It's 6-1. Make me look good, Miguel. Bouncing ball. He got himself a diving place. Whoa, he's called out. They got him sliding in there. I thought maybe Ryan had snuck in there. Olivo reaches on a fielder's choice. He does not walk. And an excellent play by Bell. Excellent. Let's see if he got it.
2 steps and a dive all the way stretched out again. Comes up, throw to second base. Hill knows he's got no chance of turning this ball, so he catches the ball on the backside of the base. And a nice play again by the D-backs defense, who that defense has been playing stellar baseball.
Remember, he made a great play on Smoke back in the 6th inning. As that one is popped into the seats, it goes. 0-1 the count. Olivo is on. Saunders is 0 for 3, a fly out, strikeout, and a ground out. And 0-2 the count.
.94 pitches now for Wade. Only 29 balls.
Six to 1 the score. Kind of muddling his way through this one now. The strikeouts, they have come in bunches, but he has stopped at 7. The key is, though, pitching deep.
Still with good stuff. Struggling a little bit, but still competing out there.
Into the dirt. Nice job, Montero. That play and that diving play by Bell, a very close play to get Ryan. One more angle to see. Yeah, he did get it. Nice job.
Love the way Aaron Hill got out of the way of that, knowing that he had no chance of turning a double play.
Swing and a miss slider. Throw down. Got him. Over 50% thrown out in the season by Miguel Montero. And matching his career high with 8 strikeouts, his battery mate, Wade Miley. Boy, what a night for the Diamondbacks. Get to Nissan now for great offers across our full lineup. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer right now. Gila River Casino's proud partner of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pitchers everywhere. And Joe Borowski joins us, the color analyst for the postgame show. Tom Candiotti on the far end. Darren Sutton, glad to have you with. Wade Miley, we've had a starting pitcher weigh in. You weigh in, too, on your thoughts as you get prepared for the postgame show.
I thought Candy said it perfectly. The confidence that he has out there is just extraordinary. Each and every time he goes out there, you see the presence out there. There's not an opportunity or a position that he's in there he doesn't think he can get out of. And,
You're right.
and that's what it comes with success, but it also comes with going out there every fifth day.
Yeah, and I think one other aspect to that is when you go up against one of the best offenses in baseball in Texas against the Rangers in their home ballpark and just deal. That's been excellent.
And Candy, I want to ask your opinion on this, and this is something that I've noticed when he was in Texas and also tonight with his slider. Now, earlier in the year, if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't getting a lot of swings on his slider. But to me, it seems a lot more tighter now. It doesn't seem like it has that hump in it. It seems like it's coming in more like his fastball now, and it has that late, tight break to it.
Yeah, I think it's become like his put-away pitch right now. You know, it's a strikeout pitch. His strikeout total has really escalated his last couple games. He's gotten a lot of confidence in it. We were golfing one day in Texas, and he was telling me about, I'm just going to throw my slider right now.
Heads up.
Hey, that's all right over there. Wow, what was that? You know, come on. Got a couple pitchers up here.
I had to
we got a couple
Candy right there, and almost came right at him.
Well, of course, you're a closer. You better save me. But I think it's become more. He's getting more and more confidence in the slider.
Absolutely.
And he's just, it's like a toy for him right now.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch him.
Yeah.
Heart beats up a little bit.
Aaron Hill, high drive, deep left field. Aaron just hit for the cycle. The fifth Arizona Diamondback to hit for the cycle. He does it with a homer.
Boy, I love it. There is nothing cheap about that home run. You know, what, about a week ago or so, he had a chance. He was only, what, a triple shy of hitting for the cycle. This time he got it. Love it.
Gonzo did it in 2000. Greg Colburn did it in 2002. Stephen Drew in 08. Kelly Johnson, the man who he was traded for, did it in 2010. And now Aaron Hill becomes the fifth member of the Arizona Diamondbacks in this franchise's history to hit for the cycle. What a moment, guys.
I love watching the bench, too. Everyone's going crazy. These games are fun.
Another $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. That's a Fulton Holmes homer as Justin drives it to right. So, Joe, can you think of the last time Aaron Hill, because you even saw him on the last homestand, maybe manhandled on Saturday and Sunday by some tough pitching, but he's been hitting the baseball hard, and Candy mentioned it for about a month now.
I thought I saw it, especially the last homestand. You started seeing him being just hitting the ball hard. He didn't have a lot to show for it that first day at a homestand, and then you started seeing some of those balls fall in. And for me, right now, when you're facing a team like Arizona, that's the one guy that you're looking at that you don't want right now to hurt you, because he's just locked in. He's hitting the ball hard.
Matt Williams with a tip of the cap to him when he went by. Let him have his moment. Matt stepped back. That's beautiful.
It's classy right there.
Tip of the cap, step back, no fist bump. Let him have a solo.
Could happen to a better guy, too. You know, being around him every single day, it's awesome.
We'll step aside. Joe's going to stay with. We'll after this. Had worked a lot at AAA Tacoma with an ERA of 4.65. And you remember him with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Joe Borowski joining us up here before we lose him to get prepped for the post-game show. We were talking about Wade Miley and his efforts. This is a club, I think, Joe, that is finding itself more comfortable at home finally. Now, that means you need to at least play 500 on the road, but this club looks more like the team we saw at home last year, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and the last homestand was more indicative of what we saw from them last year. What was it? I saw the previous 10 before that, 1-9. That's not what we've grown accustomed to them doing at this ballpark.
And you respectfully say it when you talk about Seattle and you talk about Chicago, but these are series you're supposed to win, right, Candy?
There's no question about it. You're supposed to beat Colorado. You're supposed to beat Oakland. They took care of business. They won 5 out of 6. You got a chance right now to really do some damage right now. Get that home field advantage back. Last year, I just know the sense of when they came home to play, it just seemed like it was, you had a chance to sweep the whole homestand. And other clubs feel that too. They know that coming in here, and they need to make this a hostile environment again for the opposing clubs.
Kubo pops that one foul up and into the seat, so we'll do it one more time. By the way, that 21-inning scoreless streak is truly over now, huh?
That's saying the least right there. They came out and made sure that ended in the first inning. That was good to see them come out and not kind of get into that lull like they did the last 2 games. They jumped out right away, and it was good to see. And it wasn't the long ball right away. It was just hit, sack fly, sack fly. You gotta appreciate them taking what's being given to them.
Perez off balance with the throw. Joe Borowski, we'll see you on the postgame show.
I'll be ready.
We're looking forward to it. Aaron Hill, the 5th Arizona Diamondback in the franchise's history to hit for the side, and he did it with a home run. At the Ram trucks, and the final excellent defensive night, the tools of the trade, brought to you by RamTrucks.tv. Throws, defensive range, and just good to see. Guts Glory Ram truck, tools of the trade. Offense, defense, pitching, arms. It's been good to see.
It's the way baseball's kind of drawn up, isn't it? Get some runs, get some good pitching, get some key hits, have some excitement, hit the long ball, throwing guys out at the plate. I mean, these fans are getting treated to a great game.
High fly ball. Josh Comenter is on. Justin Upton puts it away. Comenter as a reliever, has done a fabulous job. As a matter of fact, Cole Mentor, working out of the bullpen, has a 1.53 ERA. Most need to start separating those two, but obviously the ERA is 5.75 because as a starter he struggled mightily. The earned run average as a starter was 9, almost 10. As a reliever, a run and a half. Why has he been so much more successful in your mind as a relief pitcher?
I don't think he has to go through the lineup for the second and third times through. And we know last year, even Josh, when he was on a roll, it seemed like that third time through was a little bit of a struggle for him at times, because he really needed to incorporate that third pitch, had a little trouble, really committing to that curveball. And right now, I think he just concentrates on that fastball and the changeup and an occasional curve. But it gives him such a different look than the starting pitcher. And I don't care who the starting pitcher is, because he's so over the top and has different stuff that everybody else has. And I think he flourishes in this role.
One time through the lineup in his major league career, this includes last year, opponents hit 205. The second time through, that jumps to 294 with an OPS of 828. The numbers back up what you're saying, as that one is rolled out to second. Sager on a ground out is erased. 4-3, so 2 outs to the right side. A fly out and a ground out. And by the way, we need to close the book. I know we had Joe Borowski talk about him, but Wade Miley again was fabulous. And Wade Miley in his last 3 starts, 22 2/3 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and 21 strikeouts. There's something in the air when Wade pitches.
Its confidence is growing with each and every start. And believe me, when he wins this game, he should have at least 2 more wins under his belt. I mean, he has pitched that brilliantly.
Well, again, we were talking about wins and losses and where he stands amongst rookies. If, in fact, he holds on to win this game, he will be tied for the major league lead. Kirk Gibson knows that Miley will be tied for the major league lead amongst rookies with Yu Darvish, who has 8. He's the all-star now. Well, that was easy, I tell you. And go ahead and trot back out and close this thing down, young man. Cole Mentor flourishing as a relief pitcher. Good to see. And that is the Land Rover game summary. Wade Miley great tonight again. The Diamondbacks lean on Aaron Hill, who hit for the cycle. What a moment to need a homer and hit for the cycle. And he did so. 5th Diamondback all time. And of course, Gas up at Chevron. Take a ride into tomorrow. Ramirez against Hudson. And, of course, for Daniel Hudson, if he can pitch the way that he pitched in Texas, he'll be just fine.
What a stellar game he had in Texas against that powerful lineup. I expect more of the same.
That one is popped foul. That one bounces below. As that one hits off the facing of the press box, you almost did take one in the kisser, that foul ball that came right back.
Thank God for Joe Borowski, man. He gave me the heads up.
We were all engaged in a conversation.
You know, the closer comes in and he saves me.
Kind of scary. Goldschmidt. High pop to the right side. Beware, Candy, of flying objects. That's all I'm saying. Just beware.
And duck.
And of course, for our Spanish-speaking friends as well. It says, beware of flying objects leaving the field to translate.
I was just going to translate that. My Spanish is so good.
It's coming your way again, right up over your head.
Magnets.
That Hill home run, by the way, for the cycle, broke up the Mariners bullpen. They had rolled off 17 consecutive scoreless innings. 17 in a row.
Goldie is close. He fouled that ball back. That last swing, he was right on that. And I like the way he's been pulling the ball lately. I think he's seeing the ball extremely well right now.
That one trickles away. Good fastball, tough to handle. Let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Only player all time, of course, Matt Williams. 1989 with the Giants, 97 with the Indians, and 2001 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. In my own words, focused on Matt Williams. Focusing a lot on Matt Williams this week. It debuts Sunday after the Diamondbacks against the Cubs. I'm told all of our programming will be based upon Matt Williams. Is that true, guys? All of our trivia questions. So really, just if you guess Matt Williams, you're right.
You're on.
That's creative stuff. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. I'm told it's called Matt Mania. Now, I won't call it that, but that's what they're calling it. And I expect to get an email here momentarily for what I just said. And maybe a broadcaster wardrobe change for a third time during the game as well. Fastball is outside. 1-2 the count.
Perez, this guy's got some nasty stuff. That last fastball, that rocketed up there at 96 miles an hour. I'm a lefty.
The 1-2. 2-2 the count.
Changes arm angles. The only thing that's ever held him back is his ability to be able to throw strikes.
The 2-2. Breaking ball. But you wonder, too, I mean, about the gifted arm and the ups and downs. And this is why he's still getting a chance to work.
You got nasty stuff right there, even though Montero wanted that ball away. That ball was a front door slider in. Oh, still was probably a strike, but just so erratic with his command.
Spoils a fastball. I mean, Candy, lefties that throw 95 don't grow on trees.
And that one was at 96. I mean, look at this swing. Just, you never see Montero swing like that. Nasty stuff.
The 3-2 up and in. That's ball 4.
And that's been his downfall. You get ahead in the count and you can't put a guy away. You misfire on some pitches and you issue a walk.
All right, so Chris Young, he's kind of peeking into that candy store. Everyone else has gotten a sucker or a jawbreaker, a hit. He's looking for one. Everyone else is having sweets. Fly ball right field. And he is the only one to not reach base, unfortunately, for Young tonight. There's been walks and all that good stuff. What do you folks like about the All-Star game? Oh, you took the weekend off, guys. You like the game, which of course is during the All-Star weekend, which is Tuesday. Futures game. All these great players are playing the Futures game. Luis Gonzalez managed in the Futures game last year.
That's enough to give my vote right there.
Somehow I don't believe you. 0-1 the count. Josh Bell.
Well, the thing about the home run derby, it's so fun to watch, but there's a limited number of players that participate. But the All-Star game, you're going to get a chance to see everybody out there. Still the Midsummer Classic.
Hot shot, base hit, center field. Did you like that matchup, Candy? Not as much.
Not as much as from the left side. But boy, he drilled that ball right up the middle too. He's a big, strong guy. And when he catches that ball out front, boy, it just jumps off his bat. He's got all kinds of power. And he's one of those guys that will flourish with consistent at bats. And that may be why, one of the reasons Gibby's getting him in the game and getting those consistent at bats.
So now Ryan Roberts. Fastball, and we were telling you about Roberts earlier, starting to gain confidence. Now, didn't get the start tonight. Gibson investing in Bell, and that decision, that investment paying off. But Ryan of late seeing positive results. 333 in his last 10 games. Big swing, beaten that time with a fastball. And as that one is put away with the Diamondbacks leading it by a score of 7-1. J.J. Putz may come on. He hasn't thrown much of late. We'll see. Miller moment. And our Miller man tonight, really the best way to put it, is Wade Miley. Candy, why again so good tonight?
Again, it's his confidence is so great right now. The way he's been pitching lately, he can't wait to take the mound. He's got a new toy that he's playing with. That's called a hard slider, a power slider that he's getting punch outs with, whether they're lefties or righties. And right now, when you're pitching with a high degree of confidence,
Would you mind circling that walk total for me, by the way?
look at right there.
Down there at the bottom. That's unbelievable.
Well,
Good
I tried.
Enough. Good enough.
One walk in last three starts.
Bears pointing out, don't you think?
One walk. He just throws strikes. I told you his motto at the beginning of the game, work quick, throw strikes. That's all he does.
JJ has not worked much of late. As a matter of fact, the last time JJ worked at home, he last worked at home 8 days ago. So Puts goes to work. It might be a good thing for the veteran. His last 10 appearances have been stellar, to say the least. And the fastball at the knees is strike one. His last 10 times out, he saved 7 games and has an ERA of 1.80. Opponents hitting below 200 against him.
I think he scuffled a little before that when he couldn't find the grip on a splitter. And he found it. He's also throwing a little cut fastball now, too.
Got 94 in the first one. The cutter was 88.
Another one right there, 89 miles an hour in that cut fastball. You'll see a lot of times closers come into games, 6-run lead. This is their opportunity to be able to work on something. .95 on that fastball, but a little rust there with the location.
Turn it loose, young man. That fastball right over the outside. He was a Mariner from 03 to 08. And it's where he really came of age as a relief pitcher. Started closing down ball games in 2006. Fly ball right field. And his trademark split-fingered fastball was learned as a Mariner. It's what changed his career, as did his former bullpen mate, Eddie Guardado. JJ reflects.
Pretty much 2005, I started toying with a splitty towards the end of the year. Didn't really do a whole lot. And then Eddie Guardado was my catching partner that spring in 06. And I was throwing that same split, and it wasn't really doing anything. He said, hold on a second. Flip this around in your hand, try this. And the first one I threw him fell off the table, and I was throwing in a game that day. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try throwing this thing. Outstanding. So it was just kind of something that just came natural from literally just turning the ball a quarter turn in the hand. And Eddie Guardado showing me that pretty much changed my life.
So his time in Seattle, his teammate in Seattle in 2005, that was a fastball he threw right there. He does have Bieber fever. He opened that autograph card. But Eddie Guardado, as a Mariner, changed not only his career. I mean, he said basically that pitch changed my life. And you can understand, especially financially, where it did.
Boy, fame, fortune, I mean, everything. I mean, it made him a completely different pitcher. Feared. He became a very feared pitcher at the very back end of a game.
The count. That was that split-fingered fastball, wasn't it, that he was speaking of?
Really good one there. 88 miles an hour. Threw it down in the zone. Ackley kind of laid off that one. I mean, it's tough when you have a whole road trip off and you're not in a game, and he'll do things to keep himself, try to keep himself on edge. But there's nothing better than that game experience.
Oh, baby, what a split-fingered fastball.
Filthy. Dropped off the table. Ackley bailed on it, and that ball went down and away from him.
Ackley with 2 hits already tonight. He takes 2-2 the count. Set just about every offensive record at the University of North Carolina when he was there. 3 trips to the College World Series. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That'll do it. J.J. Putz locks down the ball game. The Diamondbacks beat the Mariners by a score of 7-1. A lot of highlights tonight. Wade Miley certainly. But we don't want to lose track that Aaron Hill, as his center fielder mates get behind him, his outfield mates, the 5th Arizona Diamondback in the history of this franchise to hit for the cycle. Kelly Johnson last did it in 2010. Started with the single. Off the wall, Aaron Hill with the triple. Next came the double, and he pushed the envelope on this double, by the way. And then needing a homer to get it, he did. APS, Energy All-Star. We will step aside when we come back. Our post-game show, a lot to talk about. 7-1. Good night to be a Diamondback.